an interview with Portland Utd Football Club manager Franklyn Clarke. Frank, we were saying before that we haven't really had an opportunity to do this. You've got a Q&A with Matt coming up at the weekend, the chairman, but this is an opportunity for the supporters, coinciding with our new website launch, just for them to hear your thoughts on the start of the season, various other things that you want to get off your chest. So we'll start with the starts of the season, because it's easy to forget really that we're now into the second month of the season. Pre-season's been and gone, all that sort of stuff. How do you assess it as manager? Because it's been difficult at times, but you're obviously trying to integrate youth into the system. How would you assess it overall?
Pre-season I thought was fantastic. I think, you know, the pre-season we set up with Weymouth and AFC Tottenham and Wimborne, and all the other teams, but I think them three teams especially give us a good test, and sort of let us know where we're at with our group, and for the football club to play against teams, you know, it's a National League team and two Southern League teams, which was fantastic. Pre-season went really well. I would describe, the word that comes to mind when I describe the first part of the season is frustration. It's frustrating because I haven't had a full strength squad to choose from the start of the season till now. That's with injuries. We've had 10 injuries since the start of the season until now, which is just, you know, it's just not normal. As well as not having a physio at the moment doesn't help. So if there's any physios out there watching this and you're after some experience, we want to get involved, make sure you give the club a message. But yeah, frustration, because I know this group is capable of so much more than what we've shown so far in these first 9 games. But I've got no doubt that will come. But yeah, just with injuries and with COVID, with myself having COVID and missing 2 games doesn't help. But yeah, when you haven't got a full strength squad, it's frustration probably is the right word.
And just leading on to that, it's easy to forget that you haven't really had a full squad to choose from in any game. I mean, as a player as well, like growing up, have you ever had a situation where you've never had a fully fit squad for as many games as this?
I think when you're growing up and you're playing football, youth football and stuff, yeah, you have situations where you have a couple of players missing for whatever reason, but not to the extent of this. But look, that's not an excuse at the end of the day. You know, the young lads who have come in, we'll speak about the pathway a bit more in a minute, but the young lads who have come in have done really well. But you know what it's like when you've got a full squad and you've got your strong 11, and then you've got your 5 on the bench who you know can all come on and impact the game. It just gives you that confidence, and not only myself as a manager, but the rest of the lads looking around and they see the quality that we have when we have everyone here available, the confidence it gives them as well, which we haven't had yet.
I know you personally, and I know you're an ambitious person. You want to win, you want to do really well, but you've also got a big emphasis on youth and pathway and opportunity. Is your mantra, if you're good enough, you're old enough? I mean, with this club, one thing that we've got spot on, I've thought so far, is the youth pathway. You know, what are your thoughts on that one?
I just want to say that the whole part of me, the whole point of me coming here, was to set up this pathway and to bring youth to the football club, and to sort of set up something that's sustainable for the future, not just short term. But this wasn't my idea. I just want to make that clear, that this wasn't, you know, Franklyn's big idea to come in and change Portland United and bring youth through. No, this is the football club and the board have asked me to do this. I'm just carrying out what they've asked, to the best of my ability. And I think, like you say, one thing I am really proud of, I've been in the job almost a year, and the thing I'm really proud of probably the most is the pathway that we've set up and the opportunities that I've already given young lads. You know, when I was at Dorchester before I come here, I was captain of the first team, I was managing in the 23s. I had a great relationship with the chairman there, who helped me a lot, gave me some good advice. But like you say, I'm ambitious. Was it a risk to join Portland? Yeah, it was. But that's how I enjoy taking risks. I think if you want to progress and improve and do well in life, I think you'd have to come out your comfort zone, and you have to go into the uncomfortable, which this to me was, because people forget, you know, this is my first job in football at the age of 28.
We're going to come on to that, because I've got an interesting stat for that one.
Yeah, but no, I think like I say, from coming here from Dorchester, the whole point was to set up this pathway and bring you through. I feel like I've done that within a year, as well as everyone else helping out with like the board and everyone. It's a whole team effort. Yeah, I've definitely given opportunities to the young lads, and they've done themselves and the club really proud. Yeah.
And in terms of that, just adding on to it, there's clearly been a lot of progression from the younger players. Is your view that, you know, it doesn't matter how old you are, if you're 38 and you're doing brilliantly, if you're 18 and you're doing brilliantly, you'll get the equal opportunity?
Look, we go away to Wimborne in pre-season. I know it's pre-season, it's a friendly, but you still got to go to Wimborne in front of a crowd of 300, 400, 500, whatever it was. And we started Harry Thomas at right back. So that's an intention of mine. That, you know, that's like you just said. Then if you, with Harry 16, but I don't look at Harry being 16. Of course, doing some aspects, but I look at Harry and think, right, what can you do? What's your, you know, your ability, your mentality? What's your character like? And he ticks all in boxes. He was unfortunate. He played again against Weymouth here. He had an injury, which was unfortunate. But he's an example of me putting my trust in someone so early.
Absolutely. You mentioned there that you're a 28-year-old manager. I've done my digging because that's what I've got to do. You're the youngest manager at the level, certainly in the local area.
Right.
Now that's one that I talked to you about earlier. I know it was sort of because it was a bit of a sort of an unbelievable stat. Does that faze you in any way? I mean, do you feel like you've got enough experience as a man and as a player that's been around for ages? How do you see it like that? Because it's an interesting stat, if not anything else, isn't it?
I think it comes back to what I've just been saying then about being comfortable in the uncomfortable, if you like. So me coming here at the age of 28, you know, I think people forget. You know, a lot of people like to have to say. A lot of people like to think they know best and they can do it, and especially lately, you know, let's be honest, the form lately, the results lately haven't been great. I take that on my chin. That's, you know, I take responsibility for that. I'm the manager, but a lot of people have a lot to say especially when things aren't going well, but don't put their name in the hat themselves, and don't want to be in the dugout themselves, and don't want to take that responsibility and the pressure themselves. So at the age of 28, I wanted the pressure, just because, like you say, I'm the youngest manager at this level or whatever. That doesn't mean that I'm, you know, exempt from criticism or I'm exempt from the pressure, because the managing an under 23 team is fantastic, but you know, you don't have to deal with a budget, you don't have to deal with the pressure of necessarily results most weeks, and when you come and manage a first team at Portland, you do have to deal with them things to an extent. So I wanted the pressure, I enjoyed the pressure, and even when things aren't going well like now, for me it's just a case of working even harder on the training pitch, identifying things we need to improve on, which I think is pretty obvious at the moment, and yeah, just keep building. But no, I like that stat. Yeah.
Great stat.
Cheers for that, Josh.
No, it's all good. You've surrounded yourself with good people in your coaching team. I felt that was important to mention them people that you trust and that, you know, you can work with day in, day out. I'm sure you do. Yeah. How important are they to you and to the club as a whole?
Yeah, they're vital. Pooley was at Dorchester with me. We've played for other clubs together like Wimborne and Blackfield. You know, we both won this league together at Blackfield as players. We both captained teams that we played for. So Pooley coming in is just another leader, and brings experience. And what he does do is we bounce off each other really well. We have a great balance. So I might suggest something and he might not agree with it. He won't just say, yeah, okay. He'll tell me he doesn't agree with it, and vice versa. When he suggests something and I don't agree with it, we discuss it and we come to an agreement in the end. But to have someone like Pooley come and do this with me from the start was massive. Yeah, and he's brilliant. He brings a great balance to our management team.
Absolutely brilliant, and like you say, having that trust amongst all of your team is vital.
Yeah.
I spoke to Matt, the chairman, and various other people. Attendances are on the up, and results haven't necessarily always been going that well. So it shows that people believe in the project, believe in what you're trying to do. Just a word for the supporters, because I hear a lot of people around town. A lot of people say, "I love what Portland are doing." So just a word for the fans that support you week in, week out, and them die-hard ones that even travel away with you.
Yeah, no, I think it's amazing. Like you say, the results haven't been great lately, but I think if you can look past that, if you look how far we've progressed in the last year as a football club, I think that's why they come and that's why they continue to come. I think they see the bigger picture and the longer term plan, which was, you know, this is what was said to me when I first come in, that this is a long term plan. Results, and yes, we have to get results, yes, we have to show improvement, but you know, the message from the board to me is that as long as we should see an improvement, then that's okay. But there's no necessarily There's not necessarily a well, you have to finish here this season. There's been no pressure like that. That pressure I put on myself just so the fans know, you know, I'm my own worst critic. But when they come, it's fantastic. It gives the lads a lift. It's nice to see the younger generation of fans coming through as well now. You see you know, parents coming and bringing the kids in that, which is great. And I think people looking in from the outside see that we're bringing through the youth and we're doing things in the right way, if you like, that can sustain the club for a longer period of time. But the die-hard fans that come all the time, like you say, yeah, fantastic. Hopefully, you know, we will turn this form around. This squad is capable of a lot more, and it's got a lot more potential. And the quality in this squad is frightening for this level. Are we ready yet to really kick on? Probably not. So what I would say to the fans is thank you for your support. I appreciate it a lot. The lads appreciate it a lot. What I'd also say is don't be expecting consistency. I understand that might go down in a different way to a few different fans, but don't expect consistency don't expect it from the lads at the moment, because a lot of our players are playing at this level for the first time.
Yeah.
I'm also a young manager managing at this level for the first time, so I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to get a lot of things right as well, and I back myself on the training pitch to put on good sessions and make sure that we improve on this poor form at the moment. But one thing I'll say to the fans is that please be rest assured that these lads that I've got will give everything to this football club, and the longer we can keep this group together, the better they'll be.
Absolutely, it leads me on very nicely again to the final bit, really. Again, I know you personally. I just want to know what your targets, your ambitions are for the rest of the season, and what your personal expectations are of all of your players, because I know that you demand quite high standards.
Yeah, I think that's part of a learning curve for me, if you like, to sort of become more realistic with what we do, with what we are, where we are at the moment. Sorry. Yes, I expect high standards. Do I get that? Yeah, I do, because the lads do give that. My expectations are to show improvement, like the board have asked, show improvement. Am I going to say to the lads, we need to finish here this season? No, because like I said, the lads are playing, some of them are playing at this level for the first time. I'm giving them an opportunity to do that. I'm managing at this level for the first time, so my expectations are to show improvement. That's both me, myself and my management team, and that's the lads on the pitch as well. What I do expect is us to run as much as we can, us to track runners, us to win tackles, us to battle for first and second balls, us to be a team that plays in the front foot and presses and likes to play attack and football. That's what I want. Can you always do that against every single side you play against? No. So it's just finding that balance. But yeah, the key is to keep this team together. That's the key. That's my challenge for personally. I think, to keep this team together, because I feel like the longer we keep this side together, the better they'll improve, the more they'll improve, and you know, the better team Portland Utd get. And
that's what we all want. Franklyn, brilliant. Thank you very much for joining me. And we'll see you at the game here on Saturday.
Cheers. Thanks, Josh.